Now at 5, some Jasper County government services face unexpected funding issues. Plus, some Southeast Kansas students step back in time to the 1850s and
the Trump administration plans flight cuts at some of the nation's busiest travel hubs. I'm Erica Brown with more on the travel disruptions as the government shutdown drags on.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Jasper County, Missouri believe they've found the body of a man who had been missing for more than 2 weeks. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Missing person notices have been posted saying 87-year-old Hugh Berry was last seen leaving his home west of Carthage on October 20th. Well, now the Jasper County Sheriff's Department reports the discovery today of a body believed to be Berry's remains. Their search was aided by the 3R Canine Search Foundation and Christian Aid Ministries Search and Rescue. Investigators say they do not suspect foul play. While a positive ID is still pending, authorities say they're confident it is the body of Hugh Berry. A change in tax policy means some Jasper County entities will have to rethink their budgets. Some political subdivisions across Jasper County could see less than anticipated revenues from property taxes. With more than 6,300 Jasper County residents receiving the senior tax credit this year, school districts, fire departments, and city governments will now get less money than they thought. School districts are seeing the largest financial impact, with some districts receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars less than anticipated.
Property values are up, and the Carthage schools passed an operating levy increases last spring, but the seniors that got the credit are tied back to 24, not this year. So that operating increase times the new assessed value makes that difference much larger.
Jasper County Collector Steve McIntosh says despite credits being applied, residents overall are paying more in taxes this year due to it being reassessment year and property values rising. Missouri Southern State University held their 4th annual Business Gateway competition. A record 685 students from across 27 schools participated in various business-related competitions, with many of them taking home awards. Students and staff also led guided tours to introduce the students to life at MSSU.
We have in the morning multiple choice test that they take over various subjects such as international business, communication, accounting, marketing, management, and then they also have the opportunity to give presentations over similar subjects like financial plan, the business plan pitch competition, travel, tourism.
The faculty plans on sending the grading rubrics back to high school teachers will then share them with the students. This is done in an effort to help the students grow beyond the competition. Hammering hot metal, riding in covered wagons, and learning about Native American culture, area students experience pioneer life firsthand at Cato Days. The small, historic Crawford County town, founded in 1854, transformed into a living classroom where students explored Southeast Kansas pioneer heritage and discovered what life was like more than 150 years ago. Cato Days featured 7 interactive stations, from blacksmith demonstrations to cowboy culture. Students also visited the site of Crawford County's first school.
One of the main goals is that Cato was a very important part in the settlement of Southeast Kansas. It was a hub. People came here and had their grain ground, and actually it was a stopover for the stagecoach between Fort Scott and Baxter Springs.
That educational adventure continues on Saturday. Boy, we're on a roll weather-wise. Another nice day. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, another fantastic day for us today. We had the clouds kind of stick around this morning, then we popped out, got the sunshine. We do have some more mid and upper level clouds that are going to work through tonight, but overall it looks fine. So we have the clouds kind of scooting through into the morning hours. Our temperatures drop back low to mid 50s once again. And then Friday looks great, mostly sunny, especially by the afternoon. We pop into lower 70s for afternoon highs. Here's about high school football time. We got a lot of playoff games, 55, 56 degrees. So no complaints there. And then clouds thicken again as we go into Saturday, much cooler air is going to start to press in, but not this evening. It looks good. 60s through the evening hours. We'll drop back into the 50s. We'll talk about that cold air here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. It's day 37 of the government shutdown, and pressure on lawmakers to find a deal to end the historic impasse is ratcheting up. Erica Brown has more details now from Capitol Hill.
Frustrations are mounting at airports across the country as lines at security checkpoints stretch for hours.
It's very inconvenient for me, but I mean, if you're not paying people right, I completely understand. If I'm not getting paid right for my services, I wouldn't work either.
The Trump administration announced it's ordering a 10% reduction in flights starting Friday at some of the nation's busiest airports due to a shortage of air traffic controllers.
Controllers are resigning every day now because of the prolonged nature of the shutdown. We hadn't seen that before.
Some lawmakers have questioned whether the flight cuts could pressure Congress to quickly reopen the government.
I think there is real urgency to our resolving this in advance of the Thanksgiving travel season.
President Trump has repeatedly pushed Senate Republicans to invoke a so-called nuclear option to end the standoff by getting rid of the filibuster and then reopening the government without Democratic support.
If you're going to tell me I have to choose between helping people eat or defending the rules of the Senate, I'm going to choose people eating.
But the votes to eliminate it aren't there.
I feel very strongly about this, and I also feel very strongly that we've got enough courageous Republicans to not take the heat of the moment and respect this institution and defend this country.
For now, Democrats continue to push for an extension to Affordable Care Act subsidies.
There is no reason to surrender now, every reason to stand firm.
Some talks are underway, but many senators say a deal to end the shutdown is unlikely to happen this week. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
There are some negotiations taking place among rank-and-file senators to fund an appropriations bill for the next year, but those talks aren't close to a deal yet. Still ahead, new options for fine dining.
Fine dining that a lot more people can afford. I'm Jared Hill with how this new restaurant experiment is using a sliding price scale to try and change the way we eat out.
But first, a risky heart procedure saves a baby's life and offers new hope. That's coming up in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, a new surgical intervention has allowed a toddler to temporarily survive without a heart. The child's heart was failing fast, and traditional treatments just weren't working. That's when the desperate family turned to CHOP, where the team created a first-of-its-kind intervention. Stephanie Stahl has his remarkable story.
Hi, how are you? He's the baby who lived 9 months without a heart.
Can you believe it?
Dr. Katsuhiro Maeda says the dramatic intervention was the only way to save Michael Webb's life.
We take out his entire heart.
The baby was born in Virginia with very complex heart disease.
Very scary, because I didn't know what to expect.
Everything had failed when the Webb family ended up at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
CHOP's willing to do what they have to do to save lives, and that's why we're here.
Michael needed a heart transplant to survive, but he couldn't be stabilized with traditional surgical options, so the team devised an innovative way to replace his failing heart with a combination of mechanical devices.
I knew that this was really high risk, and also, be honest, I was not sure this really works, but I believe that this works, so that is why we tried.
Something you've never done before.
That is correct, yes.
And they explained the odds, and it was 50-50. We jumped on it because 50% chance was better than the zero we had.
We were terrified, but also hopeful that it would work and he would get to transplant.
In December, a donor heart was found.
It was a Christmas miracle.
The heart transplant surgery was a success, worthy of a send-off party as the family left the hospital.
Tell him I appreciate you saving my son's life. This is amazing.
Now the 2-year-old comes back for checkups.
He's doing good. He wants to get down and play.
It's remarkable. I'm so glad that this worked.
It was a risky experiment that doctors say now offers new hope for others. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Family says they are so grateful for the care they received and that 5 other hospitals said they couldn't help their son. New treatments are allowing people with advanced breast cancer to live longer than they did 15 years ago. A study of more than 60,000 patients with metastatic breast cancer in the U.S. found the average survival time has increased by 6 to 7 months. Doctors credit more effective treatments and improvements in diagnosis and quality of care. Having poor heart health in middle age increases your risk for dementia later in life. A University College London study found people with signs of damage to their heart between the ages of 45 and 69 saw their thinking, memory, and problem-solving abilities deteriorate faster and were more likely to develop dementia. The researchers say the warning signs can be spotted as much as 25 years before a dementia diagnosis. And more evidence of the dangers of drinking. Harvard researchers found people who had 3 or more alcohol drinks a day were more likely to have strokes caused by brain bleeding. Also, heavy drinkers who had strokes tended to have them more than a decade earlier than people who weren't heavy drinkers. The study's authors say heavy drinking speeds up long-term harm to the brain's blood vessels. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, a pay-what-you-can restaurant offers the same meal at 3 price points.
And the mild temperatures stick around, but not for long. We're going to look at that coming up. It definitely turned out to be a beautiful Thursday for us today. Quite a bit of sunshine during the afternoon after a very cloudy, kind of chilly start across the region. We are going to get more clouds. Another big batch is going to drift through during the overnight hours for us tonight, but still, it looks pretty good. Any rain is mainly staying up across parts of Iowa into parts of Minnesota. All right, let me walk you through time. Here's what you need to know as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Look at this wind shift line. So as we get into Friday morning, a weak front drops through. That's why we're going to have the clouds tonight. We back down 53, 54, 55 degrees. We are going to have a little breezy northwesterly wind on Friday. It's still going to be a great day. Upper 60s by noon. I think most of us will top out 72-ish as we go through the afternoon, maybe 73. Clouds increase again as we go through Friday night and into Saturday morning. Notice the winds switch out of the south, so we warm up and then we start to go back down as we get late in the day. But I still think high temps near 70 on Saturday. Then the clouds increase. The cold air filters in. With these clouds Saturday night, we may get a sprinkle. We may get a quick little flurry across the region, but not a big deal. But it is going to turn quite a bit colder as we go into Sunday morning. So by Sunday morning, we'll be down into the mid-30s, and we just don't really recover much as we go through the day. All right, so let's look at the winds. So by Thursday, you got these, or for us today, we have these southerly winds at about 10 to 15. But watch how they really switch. So they switch out of the northwest tomorrow, still breezy, gusts 10 to 20. They go back to the south as we go into Saturday, and then they turn back around. Saturday is going to be a little bit on the windy side as well. Day planner for you Friday, 54 to start, 70 by noon, high temp. Let's go 72 degrees. Let's jump into playoff for state Friday night. High school football 65 by the kickoff of games, and then we'll drop back into the 50s as we go into the fourth quarter of football games. Looking great outside right now. Great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam. Through the evening, 60s. Those clouds thicken up, but those clouds kind of keep our temperatures up a little bit as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. All right, so let's go into, let's look outside right now. I mean, look at this. It's still 71 in Nevada. It's almost dark out, so these are pretty good temperatures. Welch is sitting at 73. You can see our next little wave that is mainly going to shoot to our north. It's not going to do a whole bunch for us, but here's where it turns much colder. Look at this wave. It drops in Saturday night into Sunday, so we are on the back side, meaning the cold side, as we go into Sunday and Monday. So, like I said, we could start with a few flurries Sunday morning, but look at this. We can't, I mean, we're struggling to get into the mid-40s for afternoon highs and then down into the low to mid-20s for Monday morning. So a pretty big switch as we go through the next few days. 72 on your Friday, 70 on Saturday. Then only 43 on Sunday, a high of only 49 on Monday, and then right back in the mid-70s late next week.
All right, we'll get a little sneak peek of what winter is going to hold in store.
A little bit.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, New York's Community Kitchen reimagines how restaurants serve customers.
Miss it.
Topping today's Consumer Watch, if the price was left up to you, how much would you pay for a good dinner out? If you had more, would you pay more so that those who have less could pay less? It's food for thought at a new restaurant hoping to make quality meals more accessible. Jared Hill has more.
At the bottom of a community center,
it's a grand social experiment.
An interesting foray into fine dining for the masses.
People with less money pay less than people with more money.
Longtime food writer Mark Bittman recently launched Community Kitchen. Here's how the restaurant works. Diners reserve a seat online. The menu is set each night, but guests book at one of three different price points, $15, $45, or $125, all based on what they can afford. No questions asked.
I trust that people are not going to try to game the system.
The pay what you can model isn't new, but the organizers behind Community Kitchen say there is something novel about their approach.
Is this going to be like...
Executive Director Ray Gomes says Community Kitchen isn't only focused on making food accessible for diners, but also sustaining those who provide the food.
What would it look like for farmers to be paid well, for the people who are aggregating our food to be paid well?
The restaurant itself is a nonprofit, so Community Kitchen's efforts to reshape how people eat are subsidized by private donations.
We know that food is a big driver of chronic disease, and the reason food is a big driver of chronic disease is that ultra-processed food, junk food, whatever you want to call it, is the cheapest and most accessible food to most people.
Aside from fueling the body, Community Kitchen hopes their model leaves diners full of curiosity.
How do we see people as people? How do we make sure that people are humanized and that they feel welcomed? As you know, our chef will say that you're in your favorite cousin's house.
Creating connection, one bite at a time. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The current restaurant is a pop-up. The people behind Community Kitchen hope to find a permanent location in the coming months. Toyota is recalling more than 1 million Toyota, Lexus, and Subaru Solterra vehicles that have panoramic view monitor systems. The car maker says a software issue could cause the rear view camera to malfunction, increasing the risk of a crash. Toyota will fix that issue free of charge. A $20 million pink diamond headlines Sotheby's Geneva auction next week. The glowing rose is a rare 10-carat fancy vivid pink stone cut from the Angolan rough. Also up for sale, a historic Rolex worn during a 1927 English Channel swim, and Napoleon's diamond brooch seized at Waterloo. The jewelry sale features pieces with bulletproof provenance and extraordinary rarity. Got to beat Doug Heddy to the bidding. A final check with the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, a new plan drastically cuts the cost of some of the most popular weight loss drugs from more than $1,000 to as little as $50. Then on KOAM News at 6, see how the Forge program offers men a chance to start over. Plus, learn how Joplin's Service Club event supports the blind and visually impaired. And in sports, a preview of Pitt State's Conference Road football game at Central Missouri on Saturday. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Time for another KOAM flag swap. This one at Harvest Bank, Pittsburgh. People can take their old torn flags, get their new flags just in time for Veterans Day. The flags that are given to KOAM are sent to the American Legion and will be retired the proper, respectful way. More than 100 flags were given out today.
At Harvest, we believe in the strength of our community, and our teammates love to come out and be a part of this event where we can serve our community and live out our company values.
This is the last flag swap for 2025. KOAM will do it again proudly next year. Nice day for that, Doug.
Yeah, it turned out to be a fantastic day. It's going to be a great Friday as well. 72, 70 on Saturday. Much colder by Sunday.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.